What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about one of the hardest football conditioning workouts that I did as a player and seeing if you guys can do this workout to help you get in better shape for the football season. So fellas, we're going to discuss the warm-up of this first because the warm-up in itself is pretty tough, and then we'll get into the bulk of the workout where you guys are actually sprinting and actually sprinting for time to help you with that conditioning. So this is a workout that I did with a trainer back when I was in high school football, and so he was like my quarterback coach at the time because I played quarterback in high school. And sometimes at our workouts, he would bring out like a former Olympic sprinter. That sprinter's name is Maurice Green. For those of you that maybe know who that is, I'm sure a lot of you don't know who that is, but look him up. Guy won a gold medal. Very, very smart when it came to track stuff. I don't necessarily know if this might be the best like football workout in terms of like realistic conditioning for football, because in football, it's a lot of sprint, stop, and go. We run a lot of yards in this, but I'm telling you right now, like if you can complete this workout, you're in pretty good shape and you're probably going to be fine if you're worried about being in shape for football. So the start of this workout, just to get your legs warm, is an 800-yard jog. Okay, so let's say you're on a 100-yard turf field. You're going to go down, back. That's 200 yards. You're going to do that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 800-yard jog. Then you're going to get into some speed drills. So we're doing A skips, B skips, and C skips. And I'll show you what all of those are. And you're going to be doing 6 sets of each one of those movements for 15 yards. So you're going to go 15 yards of A skips 6 times, 15 yards of B skips 6 times, and then 15 yards of C skips 6 times. So what are A's, B's, and C's? So this is a track warm-up for those of you that don't know what this is. Some of you might know what this is, so just hang tight. We'll get onto the sprint portion of this in a second. But an A skip, think of just like a normal skip, but you're snapping your knee and your toe up. So it's just a skip, skip, skip. So what this works on is us staying on the ball of my foot, and obviously my strides, driving my knee and my toe up to that 90-degree position. Now, what's a B skip? A B skip works on your stride length. So it's essentially an A skip, but you're pushing out off of your back foot. So if I'm doing a B skip, you want to go up, out, and you extend and slap your foot down, but you're not letting your heel touch the ground, okay? Now, what's a C skip? So a C skip, there are 2 ways to do a C skip. This is the way we would do it. You essentially do an A skip, and then you go out with the same leg. So it's up, out, up, out, up, out, just like that. And when you go out, this is a great for hip, this is a great drill for hip mobility, hip flexor mobility, but you go up. When you go out, keep your hips and your shoulders forward. Don't turn your body when you do it, okay? So those 3 drills, you're doing 6 sets of all 3 of those for 15 yards. So 15 on down, 15 back, and then do that 2 more times. Now, let's get into the sprint portion of this workout. Now, fellas, before we show you the rest of this workout, if you are a quarterback or wide receiver watching this video and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches this offseason, we're traveling out to 15 different cities across the entire United States for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. So guys, if you'd like to sign up for one of our camps, go to that very first link in the description below. That's where you can get all the information. So our camp's a little bit different. We limit spots so we can work with each athlete on an individual basis, myself and the staff of coaches that I will bring to each state. We love working with you guys and actually like explaining to you what you're doing wrong. It's not a camp where it's like you'll do a rep and then it's like, okay, on to the next guy. Like we may be moving fast, but every single athlete we coach up and we take the time to work with. So we limit spots for these camps, and all of our camps will sell out. 3 of our camps are almost completely sold out, the first 3. The first 3 we're going to be in San Francisco, California, Orlando, Florida, and Phoenix, Arizona. We only have anywhere from like 8 to 10 spots left in those camps. So guys, make sure you take advantage of the fact that we have open spots because all these camps will start to sell out. Then after those 3, we're going to be heading out to Columbia, South Carolina, Seattle, Washington, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Nashville, Tennessee, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Denver, Colorado, Columbus, Ohio, Boston, Massachusetts, Salt Lake City, Utah, and finishing it off in Los Angeles, California. So guys, you want to sign up, want to get some more info, very first link in that description below. We'd love to have you there. So let's get into this full workout, you guys. So again, this is a lot of running that we're about to do. Each one of these, like I guess you could say sprints or shuttles that I'm going to be going over should be for time. Now, I'm not going to give you like an exact time that like this is what you should do because a lot of you guys are different ages, right? If you're in high school, it's going to be a different time. If you're a lineman, it's going to be a different time. If you're 10 years old, it's going to be a different time. So I'm going to give you kind of like a good time range for a couple of these, but generally you want to run these for time and you should try to beat your time each time that you like do this full workout, okay? But each sprint that you do should be for that set time, all the reps that we do of it. So we're gonna start out with a 400-yard shuttle. So remember in the beginning of this video, I said we were gonna do an 800-yard jog. You go down, go back, go down, go back, etc., right? So a 400-yard shuttle on a 100-yard field is you're gonna go down, back, and you're gonna do that for time. So I believe the time that we had to complete this when we were in high school was 60 seconds. So we had to complete this entire thing in 60 seconds. So that was like generally if you went down 12, like maybe 15 seconds there, 15 back, 15 there, 15 back. So that was for a skill position guy, that was for a quarterback and receivers and running backs. But again, that time is a very good time. So you could add accordingly to that time, but that's generally where I would try to ultimately be at. So we do 400-yard shuttles and we do 2 reps of that. So when we completed our first 400-yard shuttle, so down, back, we could walk 100 yards for rest. Now, what Maurice Green would tell us is you could go as slow as you want. So when you're walking back, if you want to go this slow, you can. But as soon as you hit that goal line, you got to start the next rep, okay? And the next set was the same amount of time. It was 60 seconds to be able to complete that 400-yard shuttle. Now, after we did the 2 400-yard shuttles, we would do 3 300-yard shuttles. So you go down, back, and then down. Now again, that's a tough one after doing the 400-yard, especially we were doing 3 of them. So I believe the time they gave us was 45 seconds. It was 15 seconds to go 100 yards. That was ultimately our time. Now, again, that's for skill position guys, but then we do the 300-yard shuttles, like we said, 3 of them. For rest, you would walk 100 yards. Then we would progress to 4 200-yard shuttles, so down and then back, and they would give us 30 seconds to complete that. So 15 on the way down, 15 on the way back. Now that was usually, like as a quarterback, I would dog the receivers in the 400s and the 300s. The 200s is when they'd start to catch up, and then when we progressed to 100s and 50s, they would usually get me on that. But anyways, so that's what we would do for the 200-yard shuttle. 4 of those, same thing for rest. You would walk 100 yards as slow as you can, then you would do it again. Then we would progress to 6 100-yard sprints, and we'd have 15 seconds to complete those 100-yard sprints. So you would go 100 yards hard as you can, walk back for rest. 100 yards as hard as you can, walk back for rest. And again, the rest is important, you guys, because that's generally how football is played, right? Like football, you're trying to go as fast as you possibly can, then you rest for a second, then you go again. That's how every single play is, so that's generally how you want to condition. I would say the 100s and the 50s are probably the more important ones for you guys if you're a football player, right? Then we would progress to 50-yard sprints, right? And we would have to do 8 50-yard sprints, and he would give us, I believe, about 8 seconds to complete the 50s, right? So we'd have 8 seconds to do it. Maybe a little less. It might have been 7 seconds if my memory is correct. But again, 8 seconds. Take that with you will. If you're a little bit younger, you could add some more time. If you're a lineman, obviously add more time, but that's for like a high school age skill position player, right? And then we would do 8 of those. You'd walk back 50 for rest, and that would be the end of the workout, you guys. So it's a lot of volume, it's a lot of running, but if you can complete this workout, especially under the times that you completed this workout in, I believe you're in great football shape and you'll be totally fine for the football season that you're either in or the football season that you are preparing for.